Hello, I'm Richard Bach and welcome to my family room. We're inside today because it is cold and windy outside, and this is a good time to talk about some of the things I want to do. Not everything is going to be gardening. We're going to talk about antiques. So today I thought it'd be really good to talk about one of the things that I collect in the folk art realm. Well, this is a partial of my collection on pottery birds. One thing leads to another, and once you start collecting, who knows where it's going to go. So in the early days, when he started with these very plain brown and black birds. And then as he went on creating art, they became more colorful, they became more bizarre. I love them. The funkier they get, the more I like them. This is one of my favorites. It's, a body of a pigeon, the beak of a pink flamenco. They're wild. I love them. They're so creative. When you went to visit him, now I never met him, I wish I had, that he had all these drawers and you had to sit and talk to him, and then he would start opening drawers and pulling out all these birds. This is done in the 60s, so they're mid-century modern, but what can I say? This one is a bank, and it's pretty funky looking. You try to buy them without chips or cracks. You try to buy perfect ones. Now this one is an oil lamp, which I wouldn't use, but it's a takeoff on an early oil lamp, and it's whimsical. His things are whimsical, and it's a fantasy. That really speaks to me, and have it. His owls are very collectible. They come in different colors and shapes. And this one here is, you can turn it this way or you can turn it this way, and it changes colors. This is my absolute favorite. This one is really funky, and it's spattered. And I think what he did was he made bases and he made bodies, and he interchanged them so they were all different, and he painted them. It's very hard to get two alike, which I think is very creative. One thing about collecting, one thing leads to another thing. One artist leads you to carvers and Lancaster County wood carvers, baboon and squirrels, and then folk art birds. And let me tell you, these things can really get pricey. You have to have a limit. You have to know what you're willing to spend, because auctions are not reality, and I've seen people go nuts. So you go to every auction, and sometimes things fall through the cracks. They're more affordable. You find things online at flea markets, and it all evens out in the end. This is another one of my favorite pieces. It's another Seagreaves owl, and you can see how interesting it is. I have a grandchild that's 2.5 years old. I got to put everything high when he visits. Then this is another schooner piece, and look at the motif on it. It's a bird leaning over, like a peafowl. This is very Lancaster County motif, Pennsylvania German, Pennsylvania Dutch, which was into the Ohio Valley, all through Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the 1720s and 30s and 40s. And it continued for a long time. And this is what they're copying. It's a very beautiful motif. So I bought one bird and see where it took me. Thank you for spending time with me today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. Next time we'll be in the garden enjoying spring. And boy, there's plenty to do, and all the trees should be blooming, and there'll be lots of pretty things to look at and lots to talk about. Hope to see you then. Thank you.